Hey guys, welcome to Tyriel24 Gaming. This is Tyriel. This is a new channel I'm starting here on YouTube. I want to focus on video games that I play, maybe do some Let's Plays and break down some video games. But I'm going to be mostly focusing on Nintendo games and specifically Pokemon. Pokemon has just been my life since I can remember. I can remember watching the original anime, and then the first game I ever owned was actually Silver, and so I just love Pokemon. I've played it forever. And so I just kind of want to share my experiences that I've made as I've played Pokemon throughout the years. As well kind of delve into the competitive VGC format as well. Kind of just help explain some things I've learned as well. Hopefully get some other people figuring it out. And so yeah, without any further introduction, let's get started to my list of top 10 Pokemon. Just a little disclaimer at first. This is my personal top 10 favorite. This isn't necessarily the best top 10 Pokemon out there. This is just my top 10 list. So let's start off with number 10. Number 10 is the Magnemite line. So I didn't go for a specific Pokemon for this one. I decided to go with the entire line from Magnemite to Magneton to Magnezone. I don't know what it is about them. I've liked them. I really liked them when I first started playing. And as I just kept playing, I just have always had a little spot in my heart for them. Biggest reason why is I'm not much of an artist, but I took up drawing there for a little bit and kind of just creating my own little things. And Magnemite was the very first Pokemon I felt comfortable drawing without making it look too weird or too off from the original form. And I mean, to be completely honest, Magnemite's a really easy thing to draw. It's just basically a circle of two U's. But I don't know. It just because I was able to draw it, I really just kind of fell in love with it, and so Magnemite really does have, like, the Magnemite line specifically has a place in my heart. And I mean, Magnezone is a pretty good Pokemon. It has really good base defenses of 115 for defense and base 90 for special. I mean, it's not fantastic, but it's not bad either. And then base 130 special attack makes it hit pretty hard and pretty good. So all in all, Magnezone's a good Pokemon, but it's more so just nostalgia that I have the reason why I like Magnemite so much. Number 9 is Donphan. So my favorite animal of all time is elephants. I love them, always have, probably always will. I can remember before second generation was introduced and I kind of saw more of those Pokemon. I really liked Drowsy, but the only reason I really liked it is because it had the elephant nose. And so I was like, oh, that's an elephant, I think it's so cool. And then Donphan and Phanpy came around, and I was like, yep, that is it. Those are some of my favorites. And I mean, Donphan isn't necessarily anything that great competitively. It's a good rapid spinner to get rid of entry hazards, and it has Sturdy as an ability, which is a great ability. At least gets it off with one hit. But besides that, it's not really that fantastic of a Pokemon. It does have a decent base 90 HP, and it has an attack of defensive base 120. So it does hit hard. It can take a little bit of hits, but its other stats are not anything to write home about. So there's Donphan. Number 8, Blaziken. So Blaziken is the original fire fighting Pokemon. Not fire fighting, but fire fighting starter. I think actually it is Pokemon too. So I can just remember watching the anime, watching them introduce Blaziken for the first time, and especially watching when May versus Ash, when it was her Blaziken versus Ash's Grovyle, which was also to Skeptile. That was one of the coolest episodes I've ever watched, and it is still to this day, Blaziken's been one of my favorite starters of all time. And to be completely honest, it is a beast in the actual metagame of VGC. There's a reason it's considered one of the best starters. It has the awesome ability of Speed Boost, which is going to increase its speed every turn. It is a hidden ability for a regular Blaziken. Mega Blaziken, it does get it as its ability. But to go on top of it, Blaziken has base 120 attack and base 110 special attack. So it can be a great mixed attacker. You add that onto its base 80 speed with a speed boost every turn. Yeah, it's going to do a lot of damage. There's a reason it's so high up right now in the tiers. So number 7 is Garchomp. Garchomp, one of the best sweepers in the game. It hits hard, it hits fast. And I remember watching it in Gen 4 when it came out. I was like, this is one of the coolest Pokemon I've ever seen. And then I'm sure everyone who's been with Pokemon for a while can remember playing Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, and more so Diamond, Pearl than Platinum, but going up against Cynthia's Garchomp. I know when I played my playthrough of Diamond, I struggled against that thing so much. It just come in and wreck my team, and for good reason. It has a base attack of 130 and base speed of 102, so it really does hit hard and hit fast. And the cool thing about Garchomp is you can even run it defensively too. It has enough HP and defense and special defense that you could run it more as like a kind of a wall or a tank, depending on how you choose to EV train it. With base 108 HP, 95 defense, and 85 special defense. I mean, they're not great, but with that base 108 HP, you can really run it more defensively. And it seriously, there's a reason it's used almost in all VGCs since it was introduced, because it's just one of the best Pokemon out there. Number 6 is Gallade. I've always loved the routes line, and routes Corellia and Gardevoir. I always thought it was kind of weird that you can have a male Gardevoir. I just feel like that was never really fit right. So when they introduced Gallade, I was like, this is it. That's what's really cool. And it gives it a male and female pairing, which I think is awesome. I think it looks super cool with its swords and scythes that it has on its arms, whatever you want to call them. And plus with the base 124 attack, it can hit really hard and has fairly decent special defense, surprisingly, of base 115. So it can take a few hits in the special department, but everything else is not that good. Speed is a base 80. It's not fantastic. It's not going to be outspeed much, but if you Mega Evolve it, it does tend to fix some of those weaknesses. Number 5 is Tyranitar. I remember being in elementary school and we're learning about insects and how they have a larvae and a pupae. And I remember when I first saw Larvitar, Tyranitar, and Pupitar, I thought that was so cool that Pokemon and Nintendo had kind of put those together, put them in the name. I was like, this is the greatest thing I've ever heard. So I've always had a connection to the Tyranitar line because of that. Tyranitar is a great Pokemon. It has the Sandstream ability, so it brings in Sandstorm every time it enters the field. Only lasts 5 turns. Plus, it has great stats. The only thing it kind of is bad at is, well, it's not kind of, but it is bad at its speed. It's just in the middle. It's kind of awkward too. You can't run it fast, and it gets outsped by Trick Room users as well. But it has base 100 HP, 110 defense, and 100 special defense, so it's going to be able to take some hits really well, and as well it can hit pretty hard with a base 134 attack and 95 as well. 95, I mean, you usually wouldn't run a Tyranitar special, you'd want to run an attack, but still, it takes some hits, and it hits hard. It's a great Pokemon. Number 4 is Espeon. Espeon is my favorite evolution. It's just a fantastic Pokemon. It has great speed, and it is fast. Base 130 special attack and base 110 speed, so it's going to hit fast and hit hard. And it has a base 95 special defense. Nothing that great, but it's going to be able to take a hit a little bit better than most. And whenever I played my playthroughs of Pokemon XD, I'd always choose Espeon. I like to have that quick physical sweeper come in and just be able to hit stuff hard. And so I love Espeon, and to be completely honest, if Pokemon was in real life, I would definitely want to have an Espeon as a pet. I just feel like it would be a good household pet and good at protecting too. So, number 3 is going to be Salamence. As much of a fantastic Pokemon Garchomp is, I have always loved Salamence. And I like Salamence better. He looks like a typical dragon that you kind of picture. Dragonite's a great Pokemon, don't get me wrong, and I love it, but I don't feel like it's as intimidating as it could be for being a dragon, and that's why I really like Salamence. It's that dragon, it's scary, and if I saw that thing coming at me, I would probably be scared in real life. And Salamence is a fantastic Pokemon. It has a great attack and special attack, 130 attack, 110 special attack, so it can be ran as a mixed attacker, and it has the move to run that. Plus, it has a speed of 100, so it can hit pretty fast. Its defenses are not horrible, but they're not great. Base 80 on both special and special defense and defense. And then base 95 HP does kind of help its defenses, allowed to take more hits, but not by too much. Alright, number 2 is Metagross. Metagross is an amazing Pokemon. It was my favorite Pokemon until Diamond and Pearl and Platinum and Generation 4 came out. Super cool Pokemon. The idea of Pokemon fusing together and make a better Pokemon to defend itself is super cool. For those of you who don't know, to get a Metagross, two Beldum need to form together to get a Mettank, and then two Mettank come together to form a Metagross. And then random information about Metagross. It actually takes one Metagross, one Mettank, and two Beldum to link together to form a Mega Metagross based off the Pokedex entry. But base Metagross is awesome too. It has great stats with base 135 attack, base 130 defense, base 95 special attack, and 90 special defense. It's going to take hits really hard. You want to run it more as a physical attacker. Excuse me. It doesn't. It's not. I mean, it can run it as a psychic type. It can run a special attack, but you want to use it more as a physical attacker. And it's just a physical tank. It works really well, and plus it has probably one of the coolest sprites I've ever seen. Shiny sprites. Alrighty, number one. Number one comes from Generation 4, as I mentioned. I can remember playing Diamond for the first time and going over to Iron Mountain and fighting with Riley and his Lucario. Just looking at the sprite of Lucario, I thought, oh my gosh, this is the coolest Pokemon I ever had seen. And we give you the egg and you're able to evolve into Lucario. It basically sealed the deal for me. Lucario is the coolest Pokemon I have ever seen. By far my favorite Pokemon. It's a great mix attacker. It has 110 attack, 115 special attack. So it hits pretty hard physically and it hits hard. Most people do run as a physical attacker. They run with a sword stance set to kind of boost its attack. He doesn't have much of a move for boosting special attack as high and as fast as attack. Plus has a base 90 speed. It's not that great, but it's okay, I guess. And plus fighting steel is a really, it's actually a pretty cool combo. Does give him a lot of good resistances. And then Mega Lucario, super awesome. I'm not going to get into that one right now, but Mega Lucario does basically make up for all of Lucario's little faults that it does have. And so that's it. That's my top 10 list. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know in the comments below who some of your favorite Pokemon are. And yeah, leave a like and subscribe. I'm going to try to post videos about 2 a week is my goal. So hit that subscribe button. Let your friends know about my channel. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.